Hello everybody, welcome to this next video on linear algebra. In this video, we are going to talk about dimensions of subspaces. So we already know what is a vector space, and inside a vector space, suppose we have a smaller space that we will call as subspace, right? And suppose you have the vector space is of dimension say n, there is a subspace u, then we want to talk about, because u is itself a vector space, so it has a dimension, so we want to talk about about the dimension of u. So it turns out that whenever you have u is a subspace of v, is a subspace of vector space V, then dimension of U is less than is equal to dimension of V, and this is quite obvious. This is actually a theorem, and there is nothing much about this. You can easily prove it. Very simple to prove. So you take U, say its basis is B1, say it has m elements. V, its basis is say B, it has n elements, right? Now because u is a subset of V, therefore B1 is a linearly independent set in V, because it is in U, so obviously it is in V also, having m elements, right? Also dimension of V is n. It means that there is a generating set with n elements. There is a generating set with n elements, and we know that we cannot have a generating set, we cannot have a linearly independent set larger than a generating set. Also we cannot have a linearly independent set larger than a generating set. This we already know, right? Therefore m is less than equal to n, because m is the number of elements in the linearly independent set, that is B1, and n is the linear number of elements in the generating set, that is in B, right? And further note that if m is equal to n, then u is equal to V, right? Why? Because if m is equal to n, then it implies that B1 is having n elements and is linearly independent in V. If you're talking about, already it is in U, no problem. It implies B1 is a basis for V also, right? So it means that span of B1 is V, but already because B1 is the basis of U, span of B1 is U, so it implies that U is equal to V, right? Hence proved. Hence you get your result. So this is how you proceed with proving that a subspace has a dimension less than the dimension of the vector space itself always. Then we have a very interesting theorem next. You must remember that, let me tell you that when you had sets A and B, then you had number of elements in A union B is equal to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B minus number of elements in A intersection B. So you must have seen that this very result, which you must have studied in class 11th, I think, is quite useful in solving many problems. So similar result we have for vector spaces. Similar result regarding, you see number here, number in vector spaces will be dimension of the vector space, right? Similar result we have for vector spaces. That result is quite interesting. Let us see what is that result. So we have this theorem which says if U and W are two subspaces of a finite dimensional vector space V, obviously we are talking about finite dimension, then you have dimension of U plus V, we don't have U union V, because we know that U union V may or may not be a subspace, is equal to dimension of U plus dimension of V minus dimension of U intersection V. So we have this result, right? And we will see that this particular result, we'll look at the proof and then we'll see how we can use that proof, the techniques, the steps in that proof for further solving the problems. So let us see. This is quite interesting. The proof is very interesting. So this is your situation. You have uh, whatever is the vector space. Inside that vector space you have two subspaces U and V, and here is your U intersection V, right? We want to prove this thing, right? Okay, fine. So let us see, just give them numbers. Dimension of U, call it M. Dimension of W or V, okay, W, it is W because V is a larger space. I'm sorry, here is W, right? Dimension of W, you call it as P. Dimension of U intersection W, you call it as R, right? Fine. So this is what we have. Now we want to prove in terms of M, P and R, dimension of U, this is W here, okay? V is your largest space according to the statement. U plus W is dimension of U, that is M, plus dimension of W, that is P minus R. This is what you want to prove. Fine. Okay. Now you have dimension of U is equal to M. It implies, say, U1, U2, Um is a basis of, okay, what we can do, we can just wait. Before that, just start with intersection. You have dimension of U intersection W is R. It implies there are vectors V1, V2, Vr is a basis of U intersection W, right? So it means that basis means this is a linearly independent set. And also because it is in U intersection W, it implies that V1, V2, Vr is a linearly independent set in U. Similarly, as well as this V1, V2, Vr is a linearly independent set in W, right? Now since it is a linearly independent set in U, so it can be extended to a basis of U, extended to a basis of U. In the last video we have seen that every linearly independent set can be extended to basis. Now basis of U, how many elements are there? Dimension of U is M, therefore it can be extended to M elements. So let us say V1, V2, Vr, and then you add elements UR plus 1, UR plus 2, UM, right? So these elements were already there, and these elements you added to make these M elements, and this is the basis for U. Fine. Okay. Similarly, because this is in W also, so V1, V2, Vr is in W also, therefore it can be extended to a basis of W, and dimension of W is P. So it means that already you have V1, V2, Vr, you add more elements WR plus 1, WR plus 2 and so on, WP, right? So these elements you already had, and these elements you added to get a basis of W. So this is the situation. Here is a basis for U and here is a basis for W, right? Now claim is that if you take all the elements V1, V2, Vr, these are R elements, then you take these elements. How many elements are these? These are M minus R plus 1 plus 1. So these are M minus R elements. So you take here UR plus 1, UR plus 2, UM. So these are M minus R elements. And if you take here, how many elements are these? These are P minus R plus 1 plus 1. So P minus R elements. So you have WR plus 1, WR plus 2, WP. So these are P minus R elements. So okay, so in total you have R plus M minus R plus P minus R. So that is M plus P minus R elements. And I claim that this is the basis for U plus W. If you prove that this is the basis for U plus W, then it means that dimension of U plus W, which will imply dimension of U plus W, is M plus P minus R, and that will prove our result. So all we need to prove is that this particular set here containing V's, U's and W's is a basis for U plus W, right? Now let us go back to your basics. How do you prove that this is a basis? How do you prove that it is a basis? Guys, see, you don't have to be, you have to use much advanced results. You always go back to the basics. So for that you want to prove this is a linearly independent set in U plus W, because that is where we are proving everything, and then span of this set is whole space U plus W. Let us call this set as A, right? So you want to prove that span of A is U plus W, right? Now let us prove that this A is linearly independent set. Let us prove that A is a linearly independent set. For that, how you prove that a set is a linearly independent set? You have this set U1, U2, UR, then you have V1, V2, VR, then you have U, R plus 1, UM, then you have W, R plus 1, WP. So what you do for proving that this is a linearly independent set, you will multiply the first element with a scalar, say alpha 1, then alpha 2, alpha r, you change the scalars, call it beta r plus 1, beta m, call it gamma r plus 1, gamma p. So you let I from 1 to r alpha I vi plus I from r plus 1 to m beta I ui plus I from r plus 1 to p gamma I wi equal to 0. Right? Fine. Now what you want to prove? To prove that this is a linearly independent set, you want alpha I, beta I and gamma I to be 0. Right? That is your aim. But before getting that, we have to proceed something. So you see, what I can do, I can write these two elements as such on the left hand side. I from 1 to r alpha I vi plus I from r plus 1 to m beta I ui is equal to minus I from r plus 1 to p gamma I wi. Right. Now you see, where is this element on the right hand side? This particular element on the right hand side, it is a linear combination of wi's. Linear combination of wi's, and wi's are in W. W is a vector space, therefore this is an element of W. Right. Now look at the left hand side. You see here, these ui's, they are in U. They are in U. And this vi's, they are in U intersection W, therefore in U. So if they are both in U and W, so in particular they are in U also. So this left hand side is linear combination of elements of U, and U is a vector space, therefore in U. So left hand side belongs to U, right hand side belongs to W, and they are equal, So it means that if we call this vector, both these vector equal to, say, V, therefore V is in U as well as in W, which implies V is in U intersection W. Fine. Now, what is the basis of U intersection W? V1, V2, VR is a basis of u intersection w. It means that v can be written as linear combination of elements of vi, v1, v2, vr. Right. Now your v vector is equal to this left hand side vector as well as right hand side vector. So I am writing the right hand side vector. So I can write I from r plus 1 to p negative sign gamma I wi is equal to I from 1 to r delta ivi. So it implies I from 1 to r delta ivi plus I from r plus 1 to p gamma I wi equal to 0. Now can you interpret something? Here is a beautiful thing, and you must be able to connect the dots now, that why we have extended the basis from u intersection w to w. Now you see here we have v1 v2 vr. So we have v1 v2 vr, and here you have wr plus 1 to p. Now what was this? This was a basis of w. Right? And here is a linear combination of bases. So it means that by definition delta I 0 for I is equal to 1 to r, and gamma is 0 for I is equal to r plus 1 to p. So we get all the gamma i's are 0. Now you go back to this result. Here you get all the gamma i's are 0. We wanted gamma i's, beta i's and alpha i's to be 0. Till now we get that all the gamma i's are 0. So call this result at star. If you put gamma is 0 here, you'll get the left hand side 0. So put it in star. You will get I from 1 to r alpha ivi plus I from r plus 1 to m beta iui equal to 0. Now you see what is this? Again you see this is the v1, v2, vr. The vectors we are talking about here are ur plus 1 um. What is this? This is the basis of u. Therefore, you get, now basis of u means linear combination is always is trivial. So you get alpha is 0 and beta is 0 for I is equal to 1 to r, and for I is equal to r plus 1 to m. So we get, therefore we get all the alpha i's are 0, all the beta i's are 0, all the gamma i's are 0, which implies set is linearly independent. So we get that this particular set we are talking about VR, UR plus 1, UM, WR plus 1, WP is linearly independent. Now secondly, we want to prove that span of A is U plus W. So let U, any element V is an element of U plus W. So V will look like U plus W, where U belongs to U and W belongs to W. Now since U belongs to U and V1, V2 and V1, V2, VR, UR plus 1, UM is a basis for U. Therefore, U can be written as linear combination of these elements. So I can write I from 1 to R alpha Vi plus I from R plus 1 to M beta iui. Right. Similarly, this W is in W, and V1, V2, VR, WR plus 1, WP is a basis for W. Therefore, W can be written as I from 1 to R alpha Vi. Okay, we call it, say, delta I. Delta I plus I from R plus 1 to P gamma, alpha, beta, gamma, take it gamma, doesn't matter, they are just the constants, delta I, Wi, right? So it means that now you just add these two. You'll get U plus W, here you have I from 1 to R, we can just add these two. Alpha I, gamma I, Vi plus I from R plus 1 to M beta iui plus I from 1 R plus 1 to P delta I Wi. Right. Now you call these constants as some other constants. I from 1 to R, call them, say, I don't know, you can just call them AIs. AIs VI plus I from R plus 1 to M beta I UI plus I from R plus 1 to P delta I WI. This is equal to U plus W. So every element is linear combination of VIs, UIs and WIs. It means that this is the linear combination of elements of A. Therefore, U plus W equal to span of A. Therefore, A is a basis for U plus W. Right. So you must understand that what you are doing exactly is that you have this situation UW and you have a basis here. So you will start with the basis here. You have a basis V1, V2, VR. You will start with this basis and you will extend it to a basis of this. For that you have to add the elements V1, V2, VR already you had, and you will add UR plus 1 UM. And similarly you will extend it to a basis of W. For that V1, V2, VR you already had, you will add the elements WR plus 1 WP. Right. Now it turns out that if you take these elements, this, these and this, and you put it together in a set, so you have V1, V2, VR, then you have UR plus 1 UM, then you have WR plus 1 WP. So this particular set forms the basis for your whole set U plus W. So in the next video, we'll practice some questions based on this technique.